A new ad from a union endorsing Joe Biden absolutely buries Trump, largely using his own rhetoric and failed promises to workers and unions, which is what I think makes it truly devastating. Trump not only largely neglected the working class in favor of billionaires, but he leveraged fake massive promises to them in the run-up to garner their votes, and I believe the North American Building Trade Union puts it perfectly in this ad, so let's watch that and then we'll dive in.
I can tell you that he personally committed to me that he was going to get our pensions fixed. He understood who was affected by these pensions. He assured me, I'm the president of the United States, I'll just call Mitch, I'll tell him to put it in the bill. Is everybody going to love me? Everybody loves me, right? Is everybody going to love me? Yes, Mr. President, you fix the pension, everybody's going to love you. Well, that was wasted breath. There was lots of other things put in that bill. There was tax cuts put in that bill for rich people. Donald Trump promised infrastructure every year.
Infrastructure is the easiest of all.
Donald Trump was not interested in any of the policy that actually goes along with being president of the United States. Trump was interested in the pomp and circumstance, the plane, the helicopter. It's all about him. Donald Trump is incapable of running anything.
Now, to run through some of the measures Trump himself went to while ensuring that workers lost rights and rich owners gained more and more, make sure you buckle in because it's a laundry list and we aren't even including everything. To begin, he made numerous anti-labor appointments from corporate lawyers, Secretary of Labor, directly to judges themselves who would always rule against unions, weakening their ability to fight back from what he was about to do. He then disbanded and defunded programs that protected workers that lost their jobs due to cheap imports right before lowering tax rates and incentivizing corporations to get these exact same imports. He made it easier to fire federal workers with no questions asked, no repercussions, made it easier to qualify workers as independent contractors, meaning you don't have to insure them, you don't pay as much taxes on them, they can't join a union. Most notably, he lowered the threshold in which salaried workers are guaranteed overtime pay if they make less than that. It was $47,000. Anyone under is automatically entitled to. He lowered it to $34,000. Joe Biden, by the way, recently raised it back to $52,000, I believe. This is on top of him passing tip stealing laws that allowed, instead of a server to get all the tips that they receive, it can be pooled and distributed among all the workers in a company. But, and this is the important part, owners could keep the profits once every employee was reimbursed to minimum wage. So if the server made $300 in tips, they could just get enough to where they made $7.25 an hour. And as long as everybody made $7.25 an hour, the owner could keep the rest of those as their own. He also rolled back child labor laws, thus allowing children to work in increasingly more hazardous and dangerous positions. Rolled back EPA laws that protected first responders from hazardous chemicals or dangerous environments. Rolled back the fiduciary rule that would have stopped investment firms from being predatory in terms of leading people to invest in certain things that yield them higher returns than the clients, which was in turn stealing retirement money. I think it's like 17 billion or 17 million total that was lost yearly in this measure. He forced a teacher union into an anti-labor bargaining agreement that the union themselves overwhelmingly voted against. Democracy, right? Then he stripped a global union negotiator of its powers and strengths as well, one that was set to make a level playing field for workers all around the world. Trump had the lowest workplace safety standards in history, including rolling back protections for disabled workers, veterans, etc. So very anti-labor, anti-workers, and if you did the least bit of looking into his record, it's obvious. I mean, he can just bank on the fact that most of his voters will not fact check him, and it allows him to pretend that he's pro-union, pro-working class, he's blue collar and can relate to everyone else. He's an everyman, when his only successes are tax cuts. He himself is a billionaire that was started by being given $1 million. So it's not like he pulled himself up by the bootstraps, and he only massively helped the rich while hurting the working class and actively rolling back your rights, might I add. In the meantime, Biden appoints pro-NLRB members and judges, first president to visit a picket line, and has backed them through and through the UAW, Starbucks, strike after strike, as we've seen them gaining more power and gaining more wins. It's clear who is the right pick for the working class people. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you want to support, because the only way to become a society is together. Peace.